Good morning, family, and welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Saturday, January 31st, 2009, and we're reading today in Numbers chapter 7. And as I was reading through this chapter, we saw the different offerings that the 12 different tribes brought, and it specifically detailed. They brought 10 of this, 10 shekels of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, and it went very detailed as to what each tribe brought. And towards the end of it, after reading all these verses, then I saw it said, "And the Lord spake unto Moses." And what I want to bring up really for Lessons for Life is just that it kind of left you hanging, because it said, then the Lord spake unto Moses at the end. And after I was reading all these, however many verses it was, I was expecting to, find out what was the result of this, or what else transpired after this. But it just left it hanging, saying the Lord spake unto Moses, and then that was the end of the chapter. And with Lessons for Life, I attempt not to go ahead with the chapters, or even bring up things I might know is coming in the future. I just really want to read it chapter by chapter, and then just take it for what it is, that chapter for what it is. But this brings up an important lesson that I learned not too long ago, well, a little while ago now, but just with even reading the Bible and understanding that it was written as a book altogether. So the Numbers is just a book, and man actually divided into chapters. So you have to read things in context, I should say. You have to read things as a whole, and just can't take one piece or one portion of it, because really an entire book together that man has separated into chapters and separated into verses. So it seems like even with this quote-unquote chapter here, 7, it's not really a complete thought or a complete story, so to say, because it didn't go into what the Lord said to Moses. So that's one thing, like I said, I learned before, and I just want to even share with Lessons for Life, how these chapters are broken up by man, but it was really a book that was put together as a whole thing. So when you're reading the Bible and you're reading Scripture, you want to take it as a whole thing, and not just, a verse here and then not read the entire context. And that's how we have to read the Bible as a whole, and read everything in context. And I think this was a good example, even just reading this chapter, and how we're kind of left hanging at the end of the chapter. So that's what I'm bringing for Lessons for Life. There was some other stuff in here. We see how they were princes, and that's another thing I noticed. But what I really want to bring up for Lessons for Life was just how it's not a complete story if you're just reading it by chapter, but realizing that it's really a book as a whole together. So that's how we need to read, and that's how we need to even grasp an understanding of the whole book at the even after we read the end of Numbers, or as I've done Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, really get the complete understanding after you read that whole book as a whole. So with that, that's today's Lessons for Life. Create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we will talk again tomorrow. We'll go into Numbers chapter 8, and we'll see what was actually the continuation or the ending of today's story. So I'll talk to you tomorrow.